legendary bow angles. A few years back, I went through a Fallout 76 phase that took up most of my fall and winter of that year, and then some more on top of that. I may not have been one of those players that reached level 452, but I thought level 110 was pretty respectable. Starting back from when there were no NPCs to finally completing what is considered the main campaign questline once they were finally added, min-maxing my build and taking part in some community events, I honestly wasn't sure what would ever truly bring me back to Fallout 76 again. Then they announced Gone Fission, the 23rd major update to Fallout 76, which added fishing to the game as a new activity, combined with a summer full of challenges and the 21st season of goals to unlock new fishing-themed items. Now, you may not know this, but as a channel that solely focuses on fishing video games, I sometimes have to be creative in figuring out ways to play some of my favorite games so that they include something about fishing. But thanks to the addition of Gone Fission, I could just play the game. So I loaded up Fallout 76, headed to the Mire, which luckily I had already built my home camp there, and listened to the strange radio signal being broadcasted.
Of Appalachia, if you can hear this, know that I am in grave danger. Know that we have finally arrived. If ye possess a strong arm and an unwavering countenance, then ye be fit to fish the waters of the wasteland with us. Come find our stall at Fisherman's Rest in the Mire for the finest rods and tackle. Through our many hands, the secrets of these rivers will reveal themselves. Wait. What am I saying? What does that mean? Go!
Getting a hang for the controls yet again, combined with Googling some much needed answers, I finally made it to Fisherman's Rest, where we meet the Fisherman, Captain Raymond Clark, and their faithful companion, Linda Lee, who is a giant mutated hermit crab taking refuge in a fishing boat attached to a boat trailer, which I thought was pretty ingenious. Speaking to the fisherman, who grumbled and pointed me to Captain Raymond, I made the mistake of asking if the whole thing was a freak show before he asked for my help in catching 3 fish with an old janky fishing rod.
My friend here will provide all the tackle you need. You had better get to it before the tides leave you behind.
Buying some common fishing bait as an apology, I headed to the lake shore and... Well, this isn't right. Why can't I fish? Aha! I had to move around a little bit for it to finally pop up. Cast it out to see what this mutated body of water held. I waited patiently until the bobber went under, and I began to reel. I motioned this wedge towards the fish as my character angled the rod, and wouldn't you know it, I caught my first fish. The second was soon to follow, and then my third. And before I knew it, I was headed back to the captain with my catches.
Yet? Perfect. Give 'em here. They're fish, all right, but nothing special. Don't bother me friend with these. You might as well feed 'em to Linda Lee instead. Chop 'em up into fish bits before you do, though. She's eaten plenty today, and the last thing we want is giving her more indigestion.
So I headed to the nearest campfire, cooked up some fish bits for Linda, and made my way to her trough to add to her buffet, which coughed up a 3-star item when she made room for my grub. I took this to the captain, who was less than surprised.
Oh, can't say I'm too surprised. Once she's filled that cavernous stomach and gulped down enough fish, something always comes back up. God knows what else she's got in that belly of hers. And how many innocent... Anyways, thanks for your help, friend. Keep your eyes open for any rare beauties out there. She's especially fond of anything that gleams. And make sure you come back soon. There's still plenty of places to cast your net.
I received a prompt about fishing rewards, rare and elusive fish to display, and then was completely lost. I looked around in my missions, where I finally found a daily quest to speak to Captain Raymond about fishing a small pond.
He's got a skin. The water calls to you. Will you answer its summons? I need you to go fishing for me. You can keep whatever you catch. Your actions carry quite a bit of weight out here. I'm hoping that when others see you out there fighting the waves, they'll join in and help preserve this ancient art. Due south of the township of Lewisburg is the ever-flowing Lake Reynolds. Cast your rod there. After ye best the beasts of the deep, be sure to mark your catches in my fishing ledger.
So I grabbed a bit more common bait and made my way to the ash heap, where I had a few local inhabitants keeping me from my fishing area. Luckily, my work from my previous 110 levels paid off as I made quick work of the meandering mirelers, half of which didn't even know where I was, before making my way to the water's edge. I caught common fish after common fish, but finally, fish number 6 gave me something different. A sooty sawgill, what appears to be a mutated perch of sorts specific to this burned region. Catching another for fish number 7, I took my catch back to Captain Raymond to record in his ledger. As a reward, I received a number of baits, both improved and common, as well as a plan for a fishing-themed coffee table and a basic weapon mod. Feeding the fish bits to Linda Lee, who this time did not regurgitate anything in return, I once again was on my own. What was the point of this season? Where were the challenges, the unlockable items? I mean, how do I get all of this? I mean, there's plenty of cool things in here, all the way down to the end. That's when I finally noticed the challenges option on the menu, and then my eyes opened wide. We had fish quests for modifying our rod, challenges to unlock decor, titles, caps, challenges to fish for local legends, glowing fish, axolotls, regional fish, and more. I was in heaven. I ran back to the tinkerer's table, and sure enough, I could modify my rod, modify the reel, strengthen the hook, choose a different bobber, and so on. This was getting more cool by the minute. I tracked the first challenge mission, common bait for common fish, which already had 5 out of 5 small fish caught. All I needed now was a medium fish to unlock the plan for the Mark I reel. I built myself a floating fishing platform next to my camp, set out a fish trap just to see what it did, honestly, and started casting. My first fish, a muddy sawgill, a regional specific version of that sooty sawfish we caught from the ash heap, but now here in the mire. The next fish put up a bit of a fight. I was hopeful we didn't have another muddy sawgill, and my hoping paid off as I reeled in a spike snapper, which appeared to be a mutated mudkip. I cast it out yet again, but this time, as the bobber went under, the game had other plans. I moved the wedge towards the fish, but the fish evaded my movement, and before I knew it, it was gone. It was at this moment that I finally realized just how necessary those rod modifications were going to be if I was going to progress through these challenges. I cast it out again, hopeful that this next fish wouldn't make a fool out of me like the last. The bobber plunged. I set the hook, and the fight was on. The fish evaded my movements with every motion, nearly breaking my line multiple times. But finally, I had it. A medium-sized fish, a chain pickerel. Now, I'm not sure I'd call a fish that grows to a maximum of 24 inches and 2 to 4 pounds a medium fish, but it was enough to complete the challenge, so it was fine by me. I checked my fishing challenges, which had already updated to Fish Quest 2, rare fish are more common in the rain, I scoured my inventory, finding the plan for the Mark I reel in my notes before going back to the Tinkerer's workbench to craft my modification. And just like that, I had improved the rotation speed of my fighting wheel wedge by 30%. I hung my curved wall display, hanging my somewhat prized chain pickerel as a reminder of what I had accomplished, but more importantly, reminding myself that this is only the beginning. I hope if you've been on the fence about Fallout 76, or if you've played in the past like me and have been looking for another reason to check it out yet again, then this video helps you get started back up with this new activity. I'm looking forward to catching more of those regional fish, as well as trying my hand at some local legends, if I can manage it. Comment down below if you enjoyed the video or found it useful, and if you enjoy fishing games in general, consider subscribing to the channel. Join us at our live streams every Wednesday night from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Always fun hanging out with your fellow angler and playing some fishing games. But until the next video, take care, and as always, remember everyone.
What do you got on there, Jed?
Worms.
And how are they biting today?
See for yourself.
We're one planet, one family. Game on.